Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to access your email using Google Apps, which hosts our Indie Networks and other emails. What I'm going to do is show you how to access it using the Gmail interface and also how to set up a forward to your private email address or your regular email address, whatever you want to call it, which is pretty common. A lot of people don't like to have to check email in more than one or two places or more than one place if you can. And then I'm also going to show you where the settings are for your, if you want to use a POP or IMAP, which is to set up your local account, such as Microsoft Outlook or Outlook Express or Mozilla Thunderbird. I'm not going to go through the actual configuration on that. It's out of scope for what this particular tutorial wants to cover. But I will show you where those settings are, and maybe in a future tutorial we can talk about that. So let's dive in. If you're a site administrator, you've got a link on your admin dashboard to this. If you're not a site administrator, which many of you aren't, just type in mail.google.com into a web browser, of course, /a/your domain. And notice I don't have a www in front of any of this mess. It's just mail.google.com/a/indienetworks.com. Again, no www. Takes me to this screen. You'll know if you didn't get it right because Google will tell you it's not found. Okay, I'm going to type in the alias I set, or the user account I set up, which is WebDork. I'm going to get this temporary password out of it. And then this, you'll only see this screen the first time you log in. Gosh, who's ever read all that stuff? All right. Hopefully I can get this right the first time. Google captchas are just terrible. EXESSESSER. Okay. So now I've got to change that password, which I will gladly do. Still got that in my clipboard. Put in a new password. And I'm in. Now, if you want to just use this as your mail, you certainly can. This is the Gmail interface. If you're a Gmail user, this will look very familiar to you, and we're pretty well done. You can bail now, but let me show you how to set up that forward real quick, because again, this is a real common way people like to do the mail for their domain. So up here on the right, you'll see there's a little gear icon. That's settings. Select settings. And you land here. And I would encourage you to explore all these settings. There's some pretty useful stuff here, but I'm not going to go through all those. But across this little menu at the top, forwarding and POP IMAP is what we want. It defaults to POP enabled. You can go ahead and leave that. What we want to do now is add a forwarding address. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use a Hotmail address that I have. And that works at hotmail.com. Okay, proceed. Now you see it sent me a confirmation code. Google's not going to let us just add that forward without confirming. So I've already got my Hotmail up. I'm going to the inbox. And what I'm going to do now is stop this video because maybe things might take a minute, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Actually, I didn't even need to go away because I see what happened. That email actually went into my junk mail folder. So that's something to note, that if you don't see that, you might check here and see if a spam filter got it. Okay, so there it is. And you've got a link you can click, or I think, here's the confirmation code is actually in here. Since we're already on the screen, I'm just going to grab the code. Copy. I'm going to go back, put in my verification code, verify. Now this gets a little bit confusing because you would think we were done after that, but you actually do have to enable that. So you just click right here. Oops, excuse me. We save our changes down here. Now if we were to go back into the settings, forwarding an IMAP again, it will show up here that we are forwarding a copy of the mail to IndyNetworks.com. And we are also, in this case, we are keeping the mail that comes into this Google interface. You have some options. You can mark it as read, you can archive it, or you can actually delete it. So if you want to just use it as more of a pass-through and you want to make sure that your mail doesn't sit there, then you could just have it be deleted as soon after it's forwarded. Okay, so that's the forward arrangement. The very last thing I wanted to show you here real quick is just where to, if you decide to use a local email client such as Microsoft Outlook or Outlook Express, Mozilla Thunderbird, MacMail, whatever it is you use. Right down here, configuration instructions, opens in a new window. You choose whatever mail program you're using, and then it'll give you some pretty explicit instructions to show you how to set up your mail to get it locally. That concludes this tutorial.